Tubesters, and welcome to another one of Gav's videos. Today it's just a quick workbench update. I just wanted to show what's been going on in the last week or so. Not a fat lot. Right, in front of you we've got the AB Saxon commission, which I'm still working on and which you're probably all heartily sick of by now. I have completed 2 units, based them and magnetised the bases and all that good stuff, and they're in a box. And I will show those off, but I thought I'd probably get this Grenadier battalion completed before I do that, just for the Mass Effect look to it. So as you can see, let's pull one out. These guys are a work in progress. They've still got to have another red highlight on the red, funny enough. Another white highlight. Put the brass work on. These are going to have brass buttons. I've already done 2 companies worth of silver buttons. Tone down with some ink, tone down the bright work on the musket, and do the banding on it as well. So got a bit more to go on that one yet, or that group. Obviously the command stand is well, you can see where it is. It's primer and a bit of base coat, but nothing else. That'll be this afternoon's work. Now we've got some Italians, which are actually farther forward than the tutorial Italian. If I can, he's got his ticking trousers. These are almost ready to go. I've got some cleaning up to do on them yet. Just tidy up some overspills. I want to do it, but now what I've done with these is I've done non-metallic brass, but done metallic steel, only because I didn't want the steel looking too fantasy, if that makes sense. So I've really inked it down, put a lot of ink in, dab of paint in the sparkly silver metallics. I used the oily steel, and I'll probably have to do another coat of that on that, because I want that really quite dull but still showing metallic, if that makes sense. So it's been handy with these Italians because they're actually, just get another one up, they're actually more or less the same colours I'm using on the Saxons. So they're getting painted when I've got some extra paint on the palette. I throw it on these guys. Again, this section's I've been painting these in 4s. I usually paint in 6 or 8s, but I've just been doing 4 of these guys at a time. I'm going to put some, as I usually do, put some studs in the bottom of that leather work on the sole there. I've put the they usually well, don't usually, but they'll often have a laurel wreath painted on the front of the shako cover, usually with the unit number. In this case 1. You can't very well see it on the black so much, but I'm chucking. What I try and do with when you've got obviously everything more or less the same colour, is you just want to try and make the odd soldiers look tiny bit different from each other. So it's something like throwing the laurel leaf with a regimental number on the front. Put 2 or 3 of those in your unit. It just has a touch of difference. As you can see, I've painted the water canteen cords in the company colours. Sometimes I did. Sometimes they didn't. You could just paint it as rope. You don't have to go that far. It's just, again, it's just a bit of difference. Also put the badges on the bottom. In this case, for the Fusiliers, it's the N for Napoleon with a crown. The crown is just literally a dot, a red splodge, really, in a bit of an oval shape with a bit of white in the middle of it, just to roughly show what it is. So that's that. Again, this is how far I've got with the other 4. You see, they're only coming along when I've got some extra paint, so they take a bit of time. So that's that. I've shown you these walls. You're probably heartily sick of these as well, but there's a lot of them. between Hadrian's Wall, the Berlin Wall, and the Great Wall of China, I think I'm giving them a run for the money. So I'm doing those when I've got the chance. It's literally probably 1 or 2 dry brushes a day, and then Gormston's here seem to be going on forever. These are almost done. I'm just working on the drum hoops and the ropes, the stretcher ropes on that now. And these muskets, I just want to put a little highlight on those, and then they can be varnished and finally based. And then obviously got to go the rigmarole of doing the pikes on the pikemen and the basing. But once they're stuck to an MDF base, you know you're on the downhill slope with those. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. I hope everything's going well with you, and you're knocking those soldiers, tanks, spacecraft, ships, trolls, and anything else that you're working on. I hope you're knocking those out of the park, and I will catch you again on another vid. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.